Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Nobody Entertainment Podcast. My name is John.
Round two.
And this over here on my left, maybe your guys is right, I don't know what's going on, is Nobody James. James, what's been cracking? Look at him. He needs a little bit of that little palability, a little pliability. Words, James, use them. And that's our show, folks. I hope you had a great time. All right, you were
So,
telling me a story about switching up your daughter's medication because she
anyway,
has.
no, we're rewinding. We're rewinding. Welcome. We're leaving it all in because you suck.
Fine, I got
John
an apple
here.
tree
Nobody,
because the other one
nobody,
died.
John. No, stop it. Nobody, John, did not hit the record button again.
You
At
gonna
least
call
we didn't
me
get
out?
40 minutes. At least we didn't get 40 minutes into it this time. But hey, you know what? This is the Nobody Entertainment Podcast. As Nobody John just said, I'm Nobody James, bringing the energy. The first time I started out doing this, okay? So I think what he's doing is giving me dry run options. It's kind of like in The Office whenever Michael answers the phone, he says, Oakley diddly okey or whatever, and Sam's like, oh, hold on, still me. Let me patch it through. She lets him get the energy out before she patches him through. That's what he did. He let me get my energy out. And just to recap, this is where we're at. John's apple tree died. John mowed his yard. John got an infection, sinus infection.
I got a new.
I'm sorry. Also,
Got a new
his
app.
buddy sold him a computer piece that no one gives a shit about. Hold on, he'll show it again.
I want to show it again. Yeah, it's a Ryzen 7 3700X. So big upgrade, big upgrade. My brother's texting me. He's bitching because we stopped streaming. So
Was he watching? Put it back on.
I'll put it
out.
back on. Here we go. We're streaming.
Stream it out.
Putting it back on just for you, Eric. Okay, just for you.
There we go. Now everybody can watch or nobody can watch, and that's what we're gonna do. So let me know when he jumps in because I'll start telling my story, and I'm gonna go hard. I'm gonna go hard.
Okay, I don't even know when he'll come in. I'll put in here and I'll say, jump on and tell me.
Why? Ain't nothing but I dressed down for this, okay? I've been working on home.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that.
I've been working on homework and I was up there wrestling with my kid. And then I was like, I told John 8:14 for some reason was when we were going to record. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to go throw a sweater on. I feel like I'm rocking it. I feel like I look good.
So you're going to put a sweater on.
That's
is this like a
jacket.
the
What is
Rogers?
This is like a runner's jacket. This is like a running jacket.
So you do
Under-
you want to look
over
like
my
some kind of
undershirt.
Italian mobster. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
Exactly. You know what? I'm gonna go back
some
into it.
degenerate Eastern European.
Well, that's just all Eastern Europeans. I'm going to go back into it. You know what? I'm going to start over. Okay, so first of all, just a quick recap. Went to the doctor. My daughter, she's got epilepsy. She's had it for 3 years. She's been taking ethosuximide in liquid form. She's just now been not just now turned 10, but she's 10 now. So we go to the doctor. The doctor says, this is not working that well. Your seizures are still bad. I want you to start taking this new medication, but it's expensive. We're going to kick it to your insurance. We'll see how it goes. And I say, you know what, doc, let's hook her up with some pills nowadays because I'm tired of having to freaking syringe this stuff and shoot it down her gullet every single time or pour it into a little cup and have her take shots after every dinner and every breakfast. It's just a pain. Okay, John? Okay, John?
Yeah, got it. Just a pain. Pain with these medications.
We're caught back up. Now, this is where we left off. My wife gets a text from the pharmacy that says, hey, come pick up your medication. And you know what they say?
Come get the medication. Is this like, you know what they say when you get there?
I get there and they say, okay, hey, we got your ethosuximide ready. Have you had this before? And I say, yeah, sure. And I go, wait a second, hold on. There's supposed to be a second medication in here. They're like, oh, that's still going through your insurance. Apparently, they're kind of fighting back. And I go, okay, what's going on? They're like, well, it's incredibly expensive. How expensive are we talking, John? How much do you think this medication is? Let's start with the ethosuximide, okay? She's been taking the liquid ethosuximide for 3 years without medication. How much do you think this medication costs on a monthly basis?
Without insurance, you mean?
Without insurance.
Okay. Dude, medication,
there's
it's all blown up.
over the
I
place.
think it's a big
Yeah.
conspiracy.
All over
$400, $600.
Okay,
That's the
well,
price range.
$168 without insurance for the
Oh, that's not
medication.
okay.
It's a lot. It's a lot whenever you don't. I mean,
She doesn't
you
have a
know,
job, so
that's
right?
true. It's a lot,
Our
right?
sys
With
our system
with
isn't
insurance,
isn't
it's
built
broken.
to keep your daughter
Broken.
alive. I want you to know that.
Not at all. No, I know that. With insurance, how much do you think that $168 medication costs?
You're
With
paying a buck
insurance,
20.80.
a buck 20.80.
Yeah. So
The fuck
I
does
think
that
you're
mean?
$120 to $80.
$10.
You're paying $10. Look at that.
$10. This new medication, though, how much would you think that would cost? New medication, 1 month supply.
Oh, a month? Pills?
This is not the ethosuximide. The ethosuximide pills, same price.
Yeah, what's
Same
the name of
price.
this other stuff?
I don't remember.
You don't want me to Google it. God. No. Okay, so this
No,
is this is
I know her medication
$300.
that she got. I know the medication she got. It's called Depakote. The kind that we didn't get, you say 300?
$300.
Over $1,100 a month. $1,100.
It's a good thing you
Okay.
got two kids, James. Just get rid of this one.
So I have insurance. You know how much it costs with insurance?
$120.
I have no idea. They wouldn't sell it to us. They said, no, you can't have this good medication that'll help fix your daughter's problems, get rid of her seizures, and make her live a normal, happy, healthy life. You have to take this crappy medication that'll make her chubby, make her sick, make her stupid. They won't make her stupid, but you.
She's already there.
But everything else, they said, hey, no, maybe. But in any way, what the hell? What the hell kind of lifestyle is this that you have to sit there and choose? And you have to go back to your kid who sat there in the doctor's office and said, hey, you can take this medication that'll make you perfect, but it's expensive. And then we go, well, you can't afford $1,100 a month in medication. Who can? It's infuriating, John. It's infuriating. I was so mad when they told me that. I was like, oh, maybe they'll mull it around. They said, no, you got to try this other Depakote first. You got to try this Depakote first just to find out if it destroys her life.
So hold on. They wouldn't even say like, all right, we'll cover because we don't agree with it. We'll cover 30% of it. You got to cover 70
Nope.
of it. You don't even get those
We
options.
we won't cover a penny until you try the other avenue.
Well, hold on. Here's the deal. They're an insurance company. They're not her doctor.
And her doctor has
And that's
no
where
pull
I think
unless-
I think they overstepped their bounds. I would have asked for a manager or a different representative.
This didn't go through us at all. This goes through their doctor. They talk
the
directly
insurance's
to the doctor and they say, hey, no, the insurance talks to my doctor, my daughter's
I'm
doctor.
saying whoever represented you on the insurance side overstepped their bounds. They need to take the
They do this all the
advice.
time. That's exactly what he
but
said.
they need to talk to your doctor. They need to
They
get
did.
his opinion,
They
and
did.
then they need to take it into consideration. Like, we don't agree with the costs. We think it's crazy.
And they did.
Mr. James James Nobody, we'll cover this percentage of it. Okay, we'll cover this
Nope.
percentage of it.
John, they could have covered 50% of that shit, and we still wouldn't pay for it. I'm not going to sit here and pay $600 a month. That's insane.
That's your own daughter, man.
$600 a month?
I don't know. I'm sure it doesn't cost $600 to manufacture.
That's what I'm saying. And if it does, I guess I understand it.
It doesn't.
But it doesn't. Who's taking this pill? Who's taking these drugs? Like, I let me look this up. You talk about your apple tree. You got
Europeans.
30 seconds. You got 30 seconds to talk about apple tree.
I ordered an apple tree last June from a big box orange store that does home repair and all that kind of stuff, hardware store. It died during the wintertime. Shoot, when they shipped it here, it looked like it had been dehydrated. One of them half died, but it's still alive, so I'm keeping it. I call up, I get on the internet, and I chat with somebody. They're like, yeah, sure, take it up to the store. They'll exchange it. I call up the local store, and they're like, hey, you don't even need to bring that stupid tree because it's a stick at this point. It's a stick in the ground. You just bring us a receipt, we'll exchange the tree. And I said, hey, do you have the tree? And they said, no, we don't. We'll just give you a refund. So I go up there with my receipt, and they're like, you need the tree. And I was just like, so I ran up to the big box blue store, which sells everything that they can made from China. And then I bought a $20 tree there, went home, dug up, replaced the tree, went back and got my money. And it looks like Possum West. He says insurance is there to make a profit, John, not to make you better. By the way, it's Eric, you nerd. And then he gave me some creepy face. So Eric is on the cast.
All right, we got one. We got
And his
one.
name is Possum
Okay,
West.
that's a weird name. So we've got 328 million people in America, and 3.4 million of them have epilepsy. All right, so that's 1%. All
Is
right,
that
that's
post or
1%.
pre-pandemic?
I don't think it changed. I don't think you get. It's like, oh no, I got coronavirus. Now
Well, we
I
lost
shouldn't make jokes. That's
half
not
a million
nice.
people, so
That,
are they
well,
bigger percentage or
all 500,000 had epilepsy, so now we're down to
they got to make their
2.9.
return on that R&D investment?
Yeah, exactly. Well, either way, 1% of Americans have epilepsy. Okay, so 1%, and then how many of these people are actually able to afford? Like 1% of the 1% can afford that medication. It's insane. Can you afford $1,100 medication every month?
No, I have 4
No.
cats and I'm married.
I have 4 cats. Oh my gosh. Anyway, it's so stupid. It's so stupid. It's so frustrating. But that's just one of my many instances. I don't know, man. It's been a busy world. My wife and I, we started doing some what updates on the house. We started doing it all to the upstairs. We've got carpet coming. We've got furniture coming. We painted the bedroom. We did a bunch of shit, and then my account gets hacked for $1,400 and something dollars.
That could have
John,
been the medication.
maybe it was. That's what I'm
Heartless,
saying.
heartless hackers.
I emailed the hacker and I said, "Hey, look, you just took medication out of my daughter's mouth, and now she's gonna have a seizure while riding a bike and ride into oncoming traffic, and her blood is on your hands."
Do you get your insurance through work?
I get my insurance through my wife's work, which quit her job. So now
Different insurance, right?
we're gonna have to have different. We're going through my work now, and they're not as good. So we're gonna be paying a lot of money for my
Maybe
daughter's
they'll go for
medication.
that new medicine.
I doubt it.
Just try
If the
it. I
good,
mean,
well, I mean, we'll try it, but I don't know. I don't know what price we would pay because it's insane. I mean, they'd have to come back at a good price. I'd pay $200 a month. I'm not gonna sit here and pay 6, 7, 8, 9, 2, 3. I'm sorry, 3, 4, 5. Well, it's just too much. It's too much. Maybe when she's older, she can become a public servant and they get medical, like amazing medication.
they
I'm sorry,
have
amazing
decent,
medical insurance. I can't talk.
decent
And
medication. Yeah.
and then she can get a good price, but she'll make $24,000
Just
a
move
year.
to Europe. Just,
And then
just
just get
get
it for,
on.
that's a good idea. She can become a Canadian and then we'll be good to go.
No, just. I mean, I
Just
guess
move up.
Canadians, but I just been in.
We're like 4 inches away from the border.
You're gonna border job for your medical.
That's a
Everybody
good
goes
idea. If I
north.
live down
That's how it
south
goes.
again,
You
I'm gonna go
trickle
to
up.
Texas. That way I could just go to Mexico and say, hey, give me whatever scorpions you're making those people suck on.
No,
They're cancer.
here's the deal. A lot of those big pharma companies, they produce the drugs down south because it's
I
cheaper.
know. I know.
Ship them back up here. Keep the employees down south. They build a wall. Said empty their pockets. Look, they've got pharmaceuticals in them.
I watched something. This is a stupid story that I'm going to tell, but I watched something. It was like a documentary or it was an episode of like Emergency 911 or whatever. It's not that, but it was something in that vein about how this guy's kid was diagnosed with like a life-threatening illness or something like that. And they just wouldn't help him. So he found out about testing, a drug and testing down in Mexico. So he like literally like put on a disguise, got a fake passport, went across the border as someone else, brought this medication back and was giving it to his daughter before he got caught, and he ended up doing like 6 years in prison for like smuggling drugs and all this stuff, but it ended up saving his kid's life, and he's like, I wouldn't have done it any other way. Like I'd do it again, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, the one option is, and I shouldn't even joke about that. I won't say it. I was gonna say I have good life insurance and it pays off to suicide. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I've got that too. I mean, probably not as good as yours because there's less people to benefit from it, but the cats will be taken care of. Madison will be taken care of.
Who cares about the cats, John? You don't have to worry about your wife either. She's got 4 cats she can eat.
They'll eat her.
I hope so.
That's how
And
they.
they're not.
That's
They're
how they
gonna
do.
be hungry after they finish. She's tiny.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Dude, so it's kind of sad. So my wife was sitting on the couch, right, minding her own business, TV streaming. She's looking at her phone. There's a cat behind her head, and it must have said something to another cat, Spike. Spike runs up and attacks the other cat, but scratches Madison too. Madison's just yelling, ah! And Spike, my favorite cat, she is so sad. She is so apologetic. She's like meow, meowing at me. I mean, like total remorse. Normal cats, they don't give a fuck. They're like, you shouldn't have been there. Where's my food? But she was literally like crying, sorry. Like this cat showed like, hey, I messed up. I'm sorry. And I was like, I told you this cat's a dog. This cat's smart.
Why
Smart.
don't you just get a dog?
Got 4 cats. I got a cat that's small
Get
and
one
will
big dog that'll eat
any
the
dog.
cats.
Nah, nobody's messing with Spike. I play with her. My hands already. It's cut up. It's cut up.
Mm-hmm.
They have to do wellness checks at work, like John. Depression can get to everybody. I'm sorry, I shouldn't talk about that. But my
I've
cat
already
will
been
mess
there.
me up.
I've already been there. Well, Johnny boy, I've got other stories I can go into, but you know what? I think it's time we jump into what's been entertaining us. I've got a couple of things, and I'm not trying to throw out spoilers, but we're going to go into some spoilers probably. Probably, okay? So I don't know if your brother's still watching. I don't know if things are getting wild and crazy since we're streaming, but let's talk about some stuff, okay? First of all, let's jump into and I'm not sure how far you've gotten into it. It's fine if you haven't kept up, but what is it? The Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
I haven't watched the episode that released today.
But you've seen is it 3 episodes so far, right?
Yeah.
How are you feeling? Okay, so far, let me just lay this out here, okay? This is Marvel's cinematic universe. They're releasing a couple shows on Disney Plus. First, they did WandaVision. Now they're doing The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. We won't get into too many spoilers on this because the series hasn't even finished, but I just wanted to touch on it. It stars Anthony Mackie as the Falcon and Sebastian Stan as the Winter Soldier, among others. And basically, it just talks about how they personally have kind of come together where coming off of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the Winter Soldier has been freed from his brainwashed ways and is learning to cope in a real world. And Sam, who is the Falcon, is still kind of a maybe not a mercenary, but kind of an independent contractor for the government in some capacity. And so he's still running missions and so on and so forth. But they have spoilers for the end of episode 1. Spoilers. Sam has donated the shield, Captain America's shield, because he retired and faded into oblivion at the end of Endgame. But he retired the shield, Sam did, to the government as like a museum piece or something like that in memory of. He didn't want to take up the mantle. He decided to pass it along as you were. So then the government takes that shield and they, behind everyone's back, promote a new Captain America and bring in another guy, normal human being, but he's A+ soldier boy, right? And I don't know, insanity ensues. So with that in mind, John, episodes 1 through 3, do you have any thoughts, any opinions, any words, anything?
I'd like to see more what's going on. I do like him bringing back some of the B-line characters. I do miss the old captain. The new captain I'd want to punch in the face. I do have something I'm upset with. Part of the, I'm assuming they're like bad guys now, but they won't be totally bad guys.
Flag
Although that
Smashers.
one,
Yeah.
yeah, the Flag Smashers is the terrorist organization slash liberation militia that they are. So they're hanging out in Eastern Europe, but
That's
all
one
of them
of
have British accents. I was like, none of these guys are like Eastern European. None of them are Central European. There's no French. There's no German. I don't hear any Dutch or Belgian. I don't hear any Polish. I don't hear any of that stuff. They all have British accents. Now, I understand that when you learn British English, you will have that accent, but these are clearly not, uh, German, Czechs. They're not Slovaks. They're nothing. Okay, they're English. They're Anglo.
But it never
Well,
said
they're not
anything about them
Anglo-Saxons,
being
but
raised there. They're just there now.
okay, yes, I get it. European has like, open borders, man, and I know. I just yeah, you're hanging out. And Klaus, he's there hiding you. He's feeding you, but he's just a regular person about to get roughed up by the new Captain America. So
Well, you took a
it's
you took a really weird
okay.
angle to start with. You're not like,
That's
well,
why
I'm
I'm
enjoying
mad
it,
about
but there are a couple details that I think that could have been iron. You're like, you're
it. So
like,
it's
well,
kind
the
of hard
one
because I
thing
can do
that makes me mad
spoilers.
are these people are
Are we
speaking.
ready? Are we ready for spoilers? Can I do
No, we're not
spoilers?
going to do spoilers at all on this show, Jim.
All
Not
right.
at all. We don't
It's
know.
entertaining. Watch it, okay? To get mad. Get jacked, okay? Get out of your bed, stop being horizontal, get vertical, and do something by turning on the tube and watching this shit.
Let me show you how it's done, John. Let me show you how it's done.
Okay, go.
Spoiler free. Okay, so first of all, this show kicks off with a bang. All right, it starts out with an amazing action scene between the Falcon and some other folk, some terrorists or whatever the case is. It's fantastic. It's on scale with other Marvel fights. Go ahead, Mr. Pointy McFinger.
You said
Glitch.
folk, but then we just got done having a conversation how they don't use Germans.
Oh my God. Anyway, so the action scenes are fantastic. The dynamic and the acting between Sam and Bucky is fantastic. Sebastian Stan, that there's a scene, I think it was in the second episode, where they're doing a therapy session together, and it is like it's almost kind of gut wrenching. I don't know. It's pretty great. Among other fantastic details, there are so many good, I don't know, attributes that you could contribute to this show. There's the great acting, the great storyline, all of the villains, which I won't detail or spoil in this conversation.
All the villains, you just gave it away. Now there's more than one.
Yes, there's a myriad of villains, and they're all coming at you from different directions. They have different motives and different personalities, and they're not all just bad or whatever the case is.
Are some wearing red, white, and blue?
That's a spoiler, bitch.
That's not a spoiler.
Maybe he's bad, maybe he's not.
America can't be the hero all the time.
Dude, you watch that new episode. All right?
Oh, is it gonna be?
You watch that new episode. It's
He's
awesome.
He's losing his.
You watch that new episode. It is amazing. It's
All right.
amazing. So with that being said, right now, legitimately, I'm in love with this show. I think it's fantastic.
Is it because this last episode?
No, all the way through. I've enjoyed every single thing about this show. I think it's perfectly paced. I like the villains. I like the heroes. I like the story. I think it's doing a really good job of bridging that gap and aiming towards a big setup for future Marvel Cinematic Universe films and things of the sort. So that's my opinion right now on the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Could change.
Okay. I think it's just good.
Could change.
Could change.
Did you ever finish WandaVision? Did you finish it?
Yeah, I finished WandaVision.
I've already talked about that, so we can skip it. All right, next. What else have you been watching?
Invincible. Let's talk about that Amazon.
Are you all the way through?
By the way, they have tons of new Prime material that's out there. New seasons. I've got queued up some new seasons for some shows. 000 looks good. Wish my kids would like transport drugs across the ocean.
Is that hug?
Anyhow. Huh?
Is that hug? Oh, number
Is that what that
000. Well, I mean, X's and O's, so I thought maybe it would.
Yeah, but that's an O. It's not a zero.
An O is a hug.
Numbers
and
and letters are different, James. They have different keys on the keyboard.
I thought they were all the same. I thought they were interchangeable. They're so close.
They are pretty close to each other.
So half the time I put 0. I type in Google G00GLE.
1800.
Or sometimes I mix it up and I do G0OGLE. Google.
That's
anyway,
right.
Invincible. We can. You do you. This is a 20-year-old. I don't know. Do you know any background about this?
No.
All right.
It kind of feels like The Boys, but different.
But it's older than The Boys.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, the graphic novel is roughly 20 years old. It's written by Robert Kirkman, the same writer as The Walking Dead. Excuse me. Amazon put it out, exclusive animated show. I believe episode 5 came out today.
Yep, I'm in the middle of it.
Not right now, you're not. You
Okay.
were in the middle of it. Now you're not.
Yeah, it was.
I've only watched through about halfway of episode 4. I want to say, just because I've had a busy life, man. I've had a busy life, and now that's where we're at. I don't care what you want to do with this. Like I said, it's a 20-year-old property, and if anybody had interest in it, then they probably. I don't know. Maybe we should respect it. Maybe we should.
Respect it. Eric needs to watch this because it's insane.
So everyone needs to watch the first episode all the way through, and once you finish the first episode, you can make a judgment call about how you feel about the series. That's all I'm saying. I texted to you. I was like, you need to watch this episode. You need to watch at least episode 1. And you're just like, okay,
Yeah.
who cares? Seems generic.
Yeah.
Kind of dumb. And then the ending happens, and you're like, oh shit.
Listen, I was ill on Monday and Sunday, and I stayed home on Monday. I burned through all of the Dota on Netflix series. Burned through that Dota TV series.
So did we just transition? Are we not talking about Invincible anymore?
No, I'm just saying like there are tons of animes out here, and so like there was like this generic, campy looking like superhero cartoon thing on Amazon. I'd ignored it, and then you're like, hey, you need to check this out. And I was like, man, I've got an anime cartoon list on every platform. Okay, on every platform. I'll let you know, James. I'll watch your stupid little show. And by the end of it, I was like, how the hell did I miss this?
It's pretty.
It's good.
It's
It'll
pretty
hook
good
you.
stuff. It does.
It builds up. There's a lot of character development in the first part. It's really slow. You're like, what is this?
Yeah.
And then at the end, you're like, yes, next episode, please, thank you. Wait, bathroom break, getting some snacks.
I think the best way to describe the show is pretty much very simply put. You have a Superman-like character who is Earth's protector, who has a wife and a son, and his son is obviously half alien, half human, and
Vetramite or whatever.
Yeah, I think that's right. His son is developing his powers. He's growing into his powers, so he hasn't got them at this point. And then is it episode 2? I'm not trying. This is not a big spoiler. It's not like detrimental, but I think it's episode 2 where he gets his powers. Or is it the end of episode 1?
I think it's episode 1.
Okay, so he gets his powers finally. And so at least the first 3.5 episodes is still him developing. He's learning how to fly. He's learning how to fight. He's trying to become a protector, and he's overall kind of the show kind of just deals with the morality of having infinite power is kind of the idea, I believe. And I think it handles those paradigms really well. It is a very adult show. So you have language, you have violence, all that
Don't let
stuff.
the kids in.
So far, I haven't seen anybody hang dong or anything like that.
No.
You said
There's
that
some
disappointed. You're like, nah, I want to see some
no.
penis.
I mean a Vetramite.
Bet you my penis.
Mm-hmm.
But
see what that's about.
Yeah, there is some, I don't know, sexual conversation, innuendo, stuff like that. But overall, yeah, it's just like I said, it's a little deeper. I don't know. It's like a 45, 48-minute show. I don't know that I necessarily need that long. I think I might have preferred it if they crammed it into a 30-minute episode, but I don't know if it would have really hammered home exactly what they were going for. I don't really know. But again, we're still early on. I don't know how many episodes are in the season.
Hey, and they got great voice
Oh my
cast,
God, the
okay?
voice cast is insane.
Yeah.
Zachary Quinto.
The voice actors are
Ali.
awesome. You'll hear a voice and you're like, I know who that is.
It's insane. I'm gonna look it up.
You're gonna go through the list. You're gonna look at the list.
Yeah, absolutely. It's insane. It's some of the names you'll notice, some of the names you won't. But I know J.K. Simmons, Jillian Jacobs, Zazie Beetz, Stephen. I can't think. Yeun, Y-E-U-N. How do you say that?
One. I don't know.
He's the guy from Walking Dead. He played Glenn. He plays the
Yeah.
main character in the show. You've got Sandra Oh, which is huge. She's a huge star in the television show Killing Eve. Let's see here. Walton Goggins, Jillian Jacobs. I already said that one. Jason Mantzoukas. Let's see here. Zachary Quinto or Quinto, whatever you. I already said that. Mark Hamill is in it. Seth Rogen is in it. Clancy Brown is in it. It's insane. The amount. John Hamm is in it. So It's wild the names they got for this.
You got to watch it.
Apparently, it's going to be
It's
8
one up there.
episodes long, so we're a little over halfway done.
Oh, darn it.
But
Is that all we're doing for the season, or?
for the season, yeah. But then they're going to do,
Okay.
I guess, Robert Kirkman, who is also the writer for the show. He's the creator of the series and the graphic novel. He said he thinks they can go the full series and then some. So he's calling for like 7 to 9 seasons or something like that. Of course, we don't know that that's going to happen. But how do you rate this series so far?
Um, it's always got that, like, I don't know what's coming next. What's gonna happen next? I think it's great. Okay, I'm not gaga over it, but I think it's great.
How do
It
you
leaves me wanting the next episode. I need to finish the story. I need to see what the heroes are doing. It's good.
how do you feel about serialized versus all dropped at the same time? Do you wish they would have dropped the whole series at the same time?
No, because then it'd be like me busting Dota cartoon out in two days.
And then you wouldn't even think about it.
Then I won't even think about it.
I will say this though,
So
the
I mean,
reason
like,
I
at least
haven't
this is making a lasting impact, you know?
the reason I personally haven't been blasting through it is because I actually enjoy just being able to watch it at my own pace versus feeling like, oh God, I have 1 week and I got to stay up to date and so on and so on and so on. I don't know why, but for some reason, I don't know. I like just being able to watch it at my pace versus saying like, oh well, that was done. Like for instance, like I told you before, I woke up this morning at like 2:30 and I couldn't go back to sleep, so I was like, I want to watch The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So I watched the episode, went back to sleep, and I'm like, oh well, now that's over. Got a whole week to wait.
I
I
can
don't know.
always I can always go back to sleep.
No matter what,
Unless it's 5:30. If it's past 5:30, then I can get back up.
you're insane. 5:30. So anyway,
That's a cutoff.
you been watching anything else? You got anything else that's been entertaining you?
Yeah, I got a bug up my butt, and I downloaded and bought a game for I think it was like $5 on Steam. I think it's on GOG. Good old games. For like maybe $5.99, you can get it DRM free. It's called Lords of Magic, and I am absolutely terrible at this game. But my mom used to have it back when she moved away when my parents got a divorce, and I found it and I played it, and I really enjoyed the game. It's nerd fest, turn-based strategy, kind of single player game, but I am horrible at it, and I am going to master this game. But I'll get decent at it. We'll put it that way. So
Yeah, you
just
you
picked it up.
typically have a history of committing to things, uh, like for instance, Shadow of War.
I beat the first 3 acts. What do you want from me?
I'm sorry, you finished the whole game?
No,
Mm.
I'm not gonna pay for loot boxes either.
So anyway, this game's stupid, and I mean, came out in like '94.
Yeah, 1994. I'm glad that somebody re-released it so it'd be on
97,
Steam.
97. I was close, I guess, by the look of it. Sierra Entertainment. Oh, that brings back memories.
Remember the race car games they used to do? What was it? F1?
I don't know if I ever played one, but I do remember F1 games. Yes.
Yeah, that was it.
I
They had good graphics
I
back then.
wish I had games to talk about. I really haven't been playing anything. I just generally have not had the time. I've been uh, filling all of my time with movies and shows. I say all of my time, all of my free time. I just vegging out watching YouTube videos or, like I said, the occasional movie or TV show. Did you want to talk any more about your Lords of Magic or whatever?
Um, sure.
You don't have to.
Um,
All you said
it's a
was that
little
you're bad at it.
confusing. There's not really a tutorial, or at least that I have done, because I didn't play the campaign. Um, but
Is it?
it is a very competitive game. You've got different resources and mounds that are around. You don't really own the castle or fort that you're in. It's just a really simplistic, like 4D game. There's not really much politics, but there's resources and fame and stuff like that to get it going. It's just something I enjoy some of these old classics, and I'm glad they're still around. I don't have the CD to buy the game, And so like the fact that somebody purchased a license for it and has it on GOG, has it on Steam for me to pick that stuff up for $5, I'm willing to throw them, the geld. So
Why
yeah,
did your mom used to have this game?
I don't know. I didn't ask back then. I just played the game, so now I have it. Maybe she likes games. My dad plays games to this day.
That's true.
So
He does.
everybody plays games. Don't hate
Everybody.
the player, hate the game.
Don't hate the player, hate the dad.
What? No.
I'm just kidding. We love dad. Um, I did watch
Daddy issues.
a couple of other movies that stuck out to me. I don't know if I've talked about. I mean, I've watched a plethora of movies throughout my time, but one that I know I haven't talked about specifically is uh, Godzilla vs Kong. I think is what it's called, or is it
I didn't
Godzilla vs
watch it.
King Kong? Well,
I
you've
didn't
had a
watch it.
chance. You've had too much of a chance. Godzilla vs Kong. This is a 2021 movie. Just came out 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, I think it was, or was it last week? I think it was last Wednesday is when it came out. Not this past Wednesday. Wednesday before. Um,
Okay.
this movie was directed by Adam Wingard, which is relatively interesting. He's got a. I personally think that he's got a nice little collection of films. I believe he directed Your Next, and which you probably have seen. Your Next. I don't know. It's a horror film, like an invasion film. He directed a short a short from the series VHS, which I think you've seen as well. I think we actually watched that together back in the day,
Yeah. That was
uh,
good stuff.
which I like that a lot. Not
Where were you?
ABCs of
Didn't
Death.
we watch that at Steven's house?
I don't remember. We watched ABCs of Death at Steven's house. That shit was weird. That
Didn't
got
he
dark.
fall asleep? He like fell asleep
But
to
that's what
that?
he does. He's like 100. Um, and he also directed The Guest, which if you haven't seen, I think you would actually enjoy that movie. So you should look that up whenever we're done with this. And then
Is
he,
that
I don't think you're gonna be
it's
able to
got the
name.
guy from that sitcom. Is it the perfect? It's not the perfect guest. You mean the guest? Never
It's
mind.
just The Guest. It's the only I guess the actor, the main character in it is from Downton Abbey. I don't know too much about him. He also played Beast in the movie Beauty and the Beast. But anyway, I think you would like that movie. It's nothing. It's not great, but it's fun. It's a very fun movie. And he also directed the 2016 remake or re-envisioning of The Blair Witch, which I also enjoy that movie. So this is Adam Wingard in particular. So he directed Godzilla vs Kong. Um, it picks up right where the MonsterVerse left off with the series, starting with Godzilla 2014 or whatever it was, and then Godzilla King of Monsters and Kong Skull Island, and now this. In my opinion, if I were to go through and quickly rate those four movies, I would give Godzilla 2014. Again, I could be wrong on the year of that movie. A good. I would give Godzilla King of the Monsters gauche, and I would give Godzilla, or I'm sorry, King or Kong Skull Island a good. And this movie, for me, falls into the good category. I think
Oh,
that it
okay.
is fun. I think that it moves at a clip. It's only about an hour and 50 minutes long, which is nice. Godzilla King of the Monsters was like 2 hours and 35 minutes or some shit. It just generally didn't need to be. Um,
Yeah.
but I had fun with this movie. I thought it had really good and interesting action between the two named characters. I think they introduce some interesting little twists and turns and so on. Um, but there are a lot of flaws that I won't go into any more detail until you have a chance to watch the movie. So
Yeah. So give me. Give
that's
me.
that on
I'll watch it tomorrow. Okay.
Godzilla vs. I don't care. You watch it whenever you want, John. You watch it whenever you want.
I do what I want.
You been watching anything else?
Uh, besides those cartoons, I did pick up another anime series. It's called Demon Hunter. It starts off with a protagonist. He's a lucky go heart child that lives up in the woods with his family and some other people out there. They're not the richest people. And one day he goes into town to sell charcoal, comes back, and his whole family is murdered by a demon except for one, his younger sister, who is changed into a demon. He meets up with a rogue demon slayer who then captures his sister, uh, incapacitates her, like puts a deal in her mouth so she can't bite anybody, and sends him off to go find this master to train him how to be a demon slayer. And the kid's whole objective is to find information about how to change his sister back to a non-demon. And it's pretty good.
I know that game.
I like it.
I know that game. I was born
You
in.
have a demon for a sister?
I was born and raised a demon slayer. Well, yes, but I was born and raised a demon slayer, and I feel like I lost you.
Why'd you lose me?
He's staring blankly off screen, like.
I was looking at that. I was looking at that. The guest. I was looking it up. Sorry.
You should
I
watch
was
it.
like,
You should watch it, John.
which one? Wait. Which one do I watch? Like tomorrow?
The
Do I
guest.
watch
The guest. I think you'll like the guest more.
not Kongverse?
Godzilla vs Kong. You watch them both. What are you doing? You ain't got shit going on.
I'm gonna crawl underneath my house and run 2 new Cat 6 cables to my entertainment system in the den.
It'll take an hour.
No, we've got like this we've got that oak paneling that's on the lower half of the wall. I've got to cut into that, crawl in the house. Don't be like that.
I laughed at my
Everybody help
yawn
me. I've got to do
face.
it myself.
I laughed at my yawn face.
And then if I have time in the gusto, I'm going to rerun the dryer vent exhaust under the house too. That will take time.
That'll take 5 minutes. Now, John, I also watched another movie which I know you've seen. I actually just watched this a couple days ago. It is Death Proof, directed by Quentin Tarantino. You've seen this, right?
You watch that again?
Yeah, I just watched it. It popped up on my Amazon, and I was like, okay, fine, I'll check that out. You've seen it, right?
Yes.
All right. So this movie came out in 2007. It was part of the Grindhouse collection, directed by Quentin Tarantino for Death Proof, and Planet Terror, directed by Robert Rodriguez. If I can remember right, we might have actually gone to see this in theater too back in the day, but I maybe I'm wrong.
No,
I think we went to like a midnight showing, and
I bought it.
It was a 3-hour-long movie, or 2 movies, you know. So I guess to give a quick synopsis of this, it's about a group of girls, and this is full spoilers for Death Proof. This is 2007. We're 14 years out.
You had your moment. You had your time to watch this.
It's about 4 girls growing up in what I would guess to be Texas. I could be wrong. They go out for a night out on the town, and they find that they're being stalked by a stuntman that happens to drive a car that he claims to be death proof, and he, spoilers, kills the girls with it. And then it picks up randomly sometime later, another group of 4 girls, and then he attempts to stalk and kill them, but it takes a turn, and then they survive and then kill him. And that's the movie. There's nothing else to it. So with that being said, and I'm not trying to like give my hand away, what did you think? And I know you haven't seen it in a minute, but what do you think of Death Proof?
I thought it was a pretty good short film.
Have you watched it on video or like when it came out?
Yeah,
I know you owned it, but that doesn't mean you watched it.
I own it. I've watched it. I have it on my Plex server. I've only seen it twice.
So when they released it in the Grindhouse collection, each movie was edited down to about an hour and a half.
Oh, is there a longer version?
The only version released on video. So the version you watched probably 10 years ago or more, 12 years ago at this point, is a longer cut. Yeah.
I have a Grindhouse Blu-ray.
You have 2 options. You can watch the theatrical cut, or you can watch the extended cut, which
Don't make me get on my Plex. That's it.
I'm saying they both probably exist on there, but either way, the one that is like if I were to go buy the DVD now or the Blu-ray now, you're gonna get the extended cut. That's like the only option. and the one that's released on Amazon, because it's 2 hours and 7 minutes.
It's a long time.
It's too long. Because 89% of this movie is dialogue, which I appreciate with Quentin Tarantino
That's his thing.
typically. But these ladies don't talk about anything of substance at all. It's barely entertaining. It's flourishy and like flowery conversation, which makes it entertaining, but it's nothing of substance. So there are bits of graphic violence sprinkled in, and when I say bits, I mean literally 30 seconds of the entire 2 hour and 7 minute runtime. But overall, I used to be a massive defender of this movie because I'm a huge Quentin Tarantino fan, and with the exception of now 2 movies, I would put my massive stamp of approval on it. But as it stands, I don't even think I can call this a good movie. I think I'd have to say it's at best gauche, at worst garbage. But I can't give it garbage because I didn't turn it off. So I'm gonna stick a gauche on it. I think if you're interested mildly, you should revisit it and kind of reaffirm your thoughts on it.
Listen, I've got to watch The Guest, and I've got to watch King Kong.
Yep.
Versus the Zilla.
And the new episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier.
And I've got to watch that.
And the other half of the episode of Invincible.
That's going to happen after here and after I go drop a deuce.
And Death Proof.
Maybe.
And
I said no. Maybe.
I think that's all I've watched, though, John. I think that's all I've watched. I can't think of anything else. I know we played a little bit more Call of Duty. I know you played a little bit more Shadow of War. I know it's your favorite game of all time. You're just about to beat it.
If you want me to, I can beat that.
Third time?
Just give me another year.
For the third time, you're going to beat it? There is this other show called Them that just debuted on Prime. I'm going to have to check that out. I don't know much about it.
It's on my list. It's on my list.
I'll try to.
000. Look at that up. Everybody add that to your watch list. 000.
I might. I also have a ton of homework I need to do still, and I'm starting to even like it's 9:09 my time, your time, our time. I'm starting to get tired. What do you do, man? What do you do? Not enough time in the day. I guess I should quit my job. My wife did it. Worked out well for her. So, do you have
jealous?
Of course. Do you have anything else to add?
Nope. I need to get in biking shape. I need to go get my bike all kinds of fixed up so I can not ride it. If I get over this gunk, I'll get in shape. I promise. For the ladies, our fans, our viewers, you know, I'll slim down.
I don't think a single woman watches this.
I do want to put a warning. Okay. The Parmesan roasted garlic Pringles. That's a lot of flavor. And it's going to need some kind of dip. I don't dip Pringles and stuff, but you're going to need like mashed potatoes to dial that damn thing back. So
dip in potato chips and potatoes.
Dude, just try it. French fries and mashed potatoes, it's great. It's great, baby. Don't even need no gravy. Just salt, pepper, potato on potato, potato on potato.
See, that makes sense because whenever I order a pizza, like my wife comes home, she's like, I think we just want to order pizza tonight. So we'll get a nice juicy pizza. Right when she texts me though, she's like, hey, I think we're gonna do pizza tonight. I'm like, cool. I fire up that oven, I throw a DiGiorno in. Because when we get that delivery, I put that delivery on top of the DiGiorno, and then I put another piece of delivery on top, and I eat a pizza sandwich.
That's weird, but okay.
I've never done that.
I was like, okay.
Pizza on pizza on pizza. Eric knows what I'm talking about.
Does he? Does he?
We should make
Possum West.
Our first piece of pizza. Our first pizza merch will be pizza on pizza on pizza.
It's too much. Too much.
Or potato on potato.
Triple stacked. Yeah.
Tater on tater. That's why I always put tater tots in my hat.
Tate on Tate. Don't hate.
Taint on taint. Don't hate.
No, I'd watch. I'd pay fans only. Done. Cha-ching.
That's probably not.
He's sorry.
He's sorry. He said.
It's not even. No, I'm sorry for what they had to see because everybody has a taint. So if you don't have a taint, you're a squid person.
Is that your?
Have a beak.
Is that your knowledge for the week?
Is that my knowledge for the week? No.
If you don't have a tank,
Common
you're a
knowledge
squid
for the
person,
week.
and you have a beak.
A beak. Let's see that beak action. I love that show, Squidbilly.
It's been
It's
20 years. Get over it.
it's bad. I'd
Get
rather watch
over
Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
That's
But
a good
anyhow.
show. That's a good show. So, John, that's the end of this week's episode. Hit us with that sweet, sweet love and that sweet, sweet knowledge.
I'm not gonna hit anybody with any sweet, sweet love, unless it's my wife, and it's one of those special days that I'm blessed, which don't happen often. Anyhow, yeah, guys, tater on tater, don't hate.
Great knowledge,
Listen,
John.
if you want to stab a tater tot on top of your French fry and have a potato lollipop,
Potato Bob.
but a tater pop,
Potato Pop. Potato Pop.
mayo
pop,
and
pop.
mustard, get your tater.
All right. Well, thanks for watching this week's episode of the Nobody Entertainment Podcast. Eventually, John's going to edit these and get them posted. But until then,
Oh, I'm doing it.
I will see you later, alligator.
All right, later, germs.